We are definitely going to be heading into it. Zelda versus Mega Man. Zelda's one, actually, low-key, Zelda's one of my favorite characters to watch in this game.
You are a part of, like, a party of 5 on that one.
I don't know what it is about Zelda, but I'm just like...
So, I'm actually in the weird category of people who actually enjoy watching good Zelda play.
Yes.
So, like, strong Zeldas have some amazing ledge trap game, and they also have absurd frame traps. Like, they don't have, like, long true combos. They gotta trip you up all the time.
Yeah.
And the way that they do it is nuts. Watching Actuary do it a bunch of plays has been awesome. Yeah. And we're gonna end up seeing at a Sephie 2 unless Vakira solves that ASAP, because Vakira is in for something if he decides to throw way too much directly at Sephie.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think the reason why I like watching Zelda is because, like, you know what Zelda's going to do, but the counterplay is very, like, intricate. You have to do it the right way, and, like, watching people navigate the Zelda matchup is really cool.
Yep. And, you know, Sephie does this in another, like, aggressive-ish region, too. Now, they have some slow play up in Mass, but she regularly gets, like, 5th over at GU.
Yeah.
And that's in a region that has, like, Excel and company there. So that were Excel's from Rhode Island, but having to deal with that and still constantly getting top 8, that's not an easy task. So I think what we're going to see out of Sephie to start is like slow play, figure out Vakira as Vakira finds that first stock, and try and go from there. Now, you got to find a team though, because Vakira is actually up a decent amount here.
Yeah,
he's only taking 55%.
He is up a decent amount, and we have to mention Zelda without a lead, kind of a garbage character.
Not as
like,
easy.
When you have to approach a Zelda, you're like, oh, I hate this. I hate playing this game. Why do I pick this character? But definitely has some tools. You know, if you do get in, keeping advantage is super key when you do not have the lead.
That was so good. It didn't lead to a stock, but Sephie did a couple down tilts to force shield low, bait the shield drop, get the forwarder or the bear. And then after that, you throw out the fire to force the air dodge low. You already used your resources because you panic jumped getting away from the bear. And you basically have to time a perfect recovery to not get hit by phantoms.
Oh, yeah.
But somehow Vakira timed that recovery, so that's why he still has the stock.
Yep, that's what I was just about to say. If you can get the character off the stage, and like you were saying, the ledge trapping from Zelda is really, really good. So even if, no matter what lead you have, if you are on the ledge against Zelda, you can die. You're just straight up dead. Some characters got it rough. Like, as soon as that Phantom's fully charged, sayonara. But Mega Man is definitely not one of those characters. Has multiple mix-ups at his disposal.
Oh, he got caught. He got caught by Ferris Wind. I was like, wait, what happened? And he got traded off by the up B. But he's been controlling the pace of this game so well. I think that a part of that has to do with the fact that he's had to run into a lot of that play style as well through rocket runs lately. So it might not be super unfamiliar. I know that at Hog, he's run into a couple of like more campy-ish play styles. I've tuned in a few times. And he's also just hit that consistent stride where he's like, nah, I don't want to give up leads.
Yeah, but Sephie's adapting to this kind of play style. Oh, I thought that up B was going to do it, but Vakira DIing out of it and gets the straight revenge here. But Sephie's thrown into the matchup. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, but Vakira is saying, I'm not.
Yeah, not having anything to do with that. I like how Vakira's all of a sudden got like way more aggressive too. It's like, all right, look, I'm kind of not about like giving you the time to set up. That saw blade coming in and possibly saving his leg. Mega Man is kind of heavy. Oh, you are brave for that.
She baited out the air dodge, but like the positioning wasn't good enough to get anything.
I think like so now you got to think about that as the match progresses. It's like, okay, so air dodge in, which means after he saw me fake the idea, he's probably not going to DI. See, I think she assumed that he was going to DI out there from trying to mix it up, but he gets caught on the down B and the time is ticking. Vakira's got to hold this lead because it's at 3:15, but he's holding the lead well. He only has 73. He's getting close to that that short hop dare up tilt percentages too, and that's a free grab.
Yes,
I hate that setup so much.
I love it.
It's so good.
I love seeing people get free grabs. What?
It's like, hey, congratulations, this guaranteed shield stun. Oh, she almost got the spike.
Bro,
hold on, wait a minute.
I was about to go crazy.
Like, what has been a passive-ish game has gotten to an incredibly stressful spot. Because now you're at windows where Sephie can just kill you for one mistake.
Charge.
She got in front of it. The roll was misspaced.
Wow.
She goes for up B. He doesn't punish it.
Did she predict the roll and just misbase it? That was insane.
That's good shield discipline, too, to not move in front of that. A lot of people will panic in that roll or something. And the backer out of shield is actually going to take it, and Sephie gets the first game.
Sneaking that game in. Yeah, really great adaptations from Sephie. You know, kind of brutal in the beginning of game one. but slowly adapted, slowly, you know, doing better in all aspects of the game, doing better neutral, punish, and on the ledge, and clawed it back. But Vakira didn't make it easy. Like, there were moments where I thought Vakira had it.
You hit this window where it's like, wait, my lead is slowly disappearing, and what's happening? And that's the thing that was getting me worried for Vakira's position, because even though he had a lead, I've seen Sephie for years, and she's really good at playing the long game. She knows how to not overextend whenever something like that happens. So Vakira's going to have to adjust if he wants to get himself back in, because that is now Sephie looking at a 1-game lead.
Yeah, like you said, you were pointing out the clock very often, 3 minutes. That's plenty of time for a Zelda player. You know, you got 7 minutes to, you know, make your comeback, and, you know, if Sephie needs to take 6.5, she'll take it. You
also, he took 22% for that Phantom from full screen. That's like, come on now. Like, come on now. Why?
Hey, we've all been there.
We've all been there. It hurts. But man, does it mess with you.
Just don't do it again. Just, you know, just learn from that mistake. You feel me?
She's also, I like that Vakira is still trying to set up Leaf Shield, because he's really good at getting them. Like, here we go again, out of disadvantage. She's playing around it well. She's been trading off of it with Nairs, like poking just underneath it. So if she does take a trade, she's at least taking less damage than you, and now she's using these Nairu's loves way differently.
She's using it in such an aggressive way. Like,
yeah, before it was always like, I'm gonna do it because I'm assuming you're going to swing.
Yeah.
And now I think she's gone into his timing. Vakira's gonna have to solve that soon, because I think he can definitely do it.
Oh yeah.
He had a lead the entire last game. He's just gonna have to figure it out like now.
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely going to mention the Nairu's loves. That is definitely the most like noticeable difference from the last game. Oh, don't do that. I hate when Zelda's use the.
Oh no! You hate when Zelda's miss the up B off the ledge.
I do.
That's actually a rare occurrence with our teleport players around here. We're the only one who commonly SDs as we see that stock fly away is Hindsight. He's literally the only one who SDs like on a contract.
Yeah,
but we have 1-2 stocks of beast.
As they say, you know, if Hindsight didn't SD, he'd be the best player in the state. You know, that's what they say.
You know, if the state did not include Ling and Light, I would probably be inclined to say that.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right. Who are they?
Who are those guys?
Like
PGR?
third place
PGR
around
players
here.
don't count.
Yeah.
They live in their own state called the PGR state, you know?
Yeah, we're trying to get more people to that right now.
Yeah.
And I am enjoying the improvements of watching everybody play. That being said, Vakira is getting, I won't say matchup check. I think he's getting tempo check, because you can see he understands how to fight this matchup, but I feel like he hasn't figured out how to fight to Sephie's pace of the game yet.
Yeah.
And that is where things start to get rough for you.
Yeah, it's the age-old saying, you know, you gotta play the matchup, but you also have to play the player.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, Vakira very good at the matchup, not so great at playing the player right now.
I actually, you know what? Funny enough, like literally as we said that, he actually gets her to SD, so that works out. But I noticed that Vakira has now changed up his timing for where he's throwing Saw Blades. That's gonna be a hard punish though. Up smash on shield at 0. Don't know if that was 100% intentional, but works out in Sephie's favor.
Yeah, I know. As we're trying to, you know, put a narrative into the world, you know, they change it out.
We're building, and then silly mistakes happen.
They change it right in front of us. It's like, come on, man. It was true 5 seconds ago, but now it's different.
It's something that's it's actually still ringing true. Is Vakira is using Saw Blade more without committing to an option first. He's doing it and reacting based on shield or the neutral B to get grabs and move in. I think that's what worked for him game 1, and that's what's starting to work for him. See right there, that time he did it after always throwing it up in front of her and getting a free grab. This has actually been really good conditioning over this last stock on Vakira.
She's stuck in the corner, finally gets out for like a good 30 seconds. And I was just about to say, it feels like, you know, one thing that he's really adjusted to those Nairu's loves that gave Sephie so much mileage in the beginning of this game. You know, just trying to outspace it, you know. It's a really good option when you're right next to each other, but you can't outspace it.
I think we've reached that point now. Oh, he finally catches one. Never mind, I was about to say, I think we've reached that point now where Sephie's shown her hand before, where once you're in that spot of like an even game at the last stop, she gets way more aggressive, like shifting it on you. Like, okay, I was passive, I was making sure I don't overextend because you're a zoner, so I'm going to beat you out with my reflex. Oh, by the way, now I'm down to you 20 times. And that's how she was able to get game 1, but it didn't work out here in game 2 because he finally got it there.
Almost aggressive to a fault, you know? Like, almost too aggressive. Like you can be aggressive, but you gotta go back to defensive, like, you know, mix it up, and then go aggressive again, you know?
Yeah, that's actually a good point because, like, usually you don't see that happen for too long. Usually you see it be switched up, and she kind of, like, she has a good tempo mix-up. But that being said, we have game number 3.
It's going down to the wire. I told you guys. I told you guys you wanted to stay, and it is delivered so far. Both games.
We have so many Mega Man players, and also we have a lot of deep depth talent in here. And it's nice to see Sephie come out here from Master Fight set talent because I know that Sephie's been working on a few characters as well. Has like a Byleth in the pocket too.
A Byleth?
Yeah, but I think that in this matchup, this is definitely the right idea.
Byleth is definitely uncharted territory in this state. Like,
yeah, we have
very
none.
Very
a whole percentage of 0.001, and that's somebody who shows up every like month. So yeah, it's been very few. But this Zelda is not unfamiliar territory, but they all play extremely different.
Yep, and you know you can be so good with the character, but it's like just like adding your own kind of twist to the character is what really makes you a standout player.
It actually just occurred to me too that so besides Actuary, oh my god, I can't remember his name. From the west side over where Blank Tal, yeah. So we have 2 extremely good Zeldas, and we had another one that's bordering the state now showed up, and everybody's forced to learn this matchup repeatedly.
You know, it's funny because Tal, because he lives on the west side, everyone thought he was in New York because all he would do is go to Encore. And everyone was like, wait, Tal's Connecticut? That was at Hold the Line. I remember people were like cheering against Tal, and they were like, no, he's Connecticut.
No, he belongs to us. He belongs to us. Right now, it's kind of Vakira trying to hold down the fort here. I think she's the only one who can. Yeah, she's the only out-of-stater we have today, but still a big threat at that. Like we said, constantly getting good placings, but Vakira has had 3 or 4 weeks in a row, I think, now of getting top 8, so he wants to keep that streak going.
Yeah, definitely does not want to be in the loser bracket after round 1. That would definitely hinder his chances. Round 2?
Yeah, when is round 2?
Round 2? Oh. Well, first match of the day, you know. It's his round 1.
True.
But his round 1.
That's fair. That's fair. But I'm a stickler for the bracket stuff. But right now, no stocks have been lost, by the way. We have approached the 2-minute mark. It's going to disappear soon now.
Is this the one that finally goes to time? That's my question.
I actually don't think so because both of them get, like, way more aggressive on last time.
That's true.
Like, so that's I think that once one of the shield pokes finally happens, or actually this throw might take it, it's not going to be enough yet.
Not from center stage. I learned from the Actuary Blitz set that happened that 1 week that move does not kill.
Oh, no. She ended up using side B again. So, I mean, you were all the way at, like, 160, 170 or something like that. So, it's not too bad, but you don't want it to happen.
Yeah, but those deaths where your opponent's frustrated to get the kill can actually be such a stress reliever when you're that player, you know, struggling to get that kill. So it is kind of a let-off there, but yeah.
Yo, she sent the hard knuckle back at him and then lit him on fire.
Yeah,
like that was actual completely faulty equipment right there. And we're not in an even game, but Vakira's been playing it at a slower pace that that this 56% is something that could get like that can get adjusted on over time.
Yeah, no, definitely when you get hard knuckle reflected back at you like that, you're like, oh, okay, cool, I'll just land here. And then she just aggressively goes up there to get him. Really great stuff right there, but ever since then, Vakira has barely gotten hit, and is the common theme in the last 2 games was Sephie being stuck in the corner. Like, she cannot get out.
Yeah, she is struggling to find ground. And we are actually, okay, so you might be actually onto something where that we've approached the 3-minute mark. I still don't think we're going to time, but I think that will be, this is the closest we're going to get to time.
We might get to like a 30-second like spaghetti, maybe.
And this is some of the most passive play I've seen out of Vakira too, because Vakira is actually not like a super camp Mega Man. He plays mid-range a lot. He is, however, constantly going for all smashes on shield, trying to read like a preemptive jump. And that's going to cost him eventually, as she almost got him on the up air. Wouldn't have killed, but that would have put him in a really bad spot.
No, it definitely would have. I mean, That move does like what, 20 damage? Like
It's a lot.
The way you get hit by that move just puts Strike Fear into your heart.
Yeah, it's a massive explosion that you just take to the face. You're like, oh, okay.
Oh, the F smash read, getting out of the corner there. That was brilliant from Sephie. And now the tables have turned.
The turns are tabling
The turns
at the
have
moment.
tabled. The tables have tabled. I mean, and both players are back to center stage, not committing. That is the key word today. Write that down in your notes, all you Mega Man and Zelda players. This matchup, play non-committal because you'll probably do well.
If anything, their commitment to their styles is something that it's something that you should want in a relationship. It's like, all right, get you someone who's as committed to Vakira is right now to
not committing.
Yeah, to not committing. That's like the best way to put it.
Yeah, definitely right now. You definitely want to be a commit to something, you know? And if you're committing to not committing, you're still committing.
Hey, he finally got her to pull the trigger on an
Yeah.
up B to find an approach. That's where Zelda can struggle. Like we said before, Zelda does struggle against characters like ZSS. It's one of her worst, if not her worst matchup, because she can't just approach. She relies on you constantly approaching. Mega Man is somehow playing around that, even though he's a zoner right now.
They both just tried to dare each other in the corner right there.
I don't blame him.
The disrespect.
I'm here for it. I approve it. Oh! The options that were covered there, you had next to nothing that was going to be safe. Now Vakira on last stock, and we've seen that Sephie's been able to put in some damage on last stock, but Vakira is playing it very similar to that second game.
She can put in a lot of damage on last stock, but she only has 1 minute and 30 to play with. I mean, is it enough to get back into it? I mean, Vakira is playing really aggressive, which does help her in this situation, but
yeah, he's pushing this lead really well, and also he's forcing her to change up her timing to avoid getting hit. That's gonna be a fair. That might be it, and that's gonna be Vakira taking it over Sephie 2-1 in an extremely hard fought first set amongst them.
Yeah, that was definitely a banger so far, and that was literally the second match of the day. So if that's the pace we're starting at, I would be scared. I would be scared if I'm in this bracket. I'm not in this bracket because I came here to commentate today. So
I'm glad you did, because it was
very good.
It's gonna be me doing like a lot of solo commentary,
Solo
from the Ghost.
From the Ghost.
That
you should get a picture.
That I would have